Welcome back to The Deep Dive, your shortcut to really getting under the hood of complex topics. We grab the sources, do the digging, and pull out those key insights for you. Today, we're tackling something absolutely fundamental to storytelling. I mean, any story, movies, books, even like news reports, it's about stakes and sacrifice. These aren't just fancy terms for writers. They're really the heart of why we connect emotionally, why we get invested. So our mission today is pretty big. Why do we actually care about a story?
Yeah.
And we've got some fantastic source material here that doesn't just define stakes and sacrifice, but really unpacks how they hook us, how they make us, feel things.
Absolutely. And honestly, once you start seeing stories through this lens, understanding these tools, it changes how you experience everything. Films, novels, even trying to make sense of, say, a real-world event. So this deep dive, it's really a shortcut to grasping these pretty powerful narrative engines.
Okay, let's get into it then. Have you ever been like watching something or maybe reading and you just get this feeling, why am I supposed to care about this?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
That feeling, that's almost always a signal. It's usually pointing straight at stakes that are either unclear or they're just not doing their job. You, the audience, you just don't know what's really on the line or why it should matter.
That really is the core of it. Stakes, at their simplest, are just what the main character stands to gain or lose. That's it.
Gain or lose.
Okay, and we tend to think negative first, right? Death, failure, the world ending, classic stuff.
Sure, the big ones.
But, and this is important, stakes can also be really positive things, winning that award, finally fixing a broken relationship, getting that validation you've always wanted.
Right. Doesn't have to be doom and gloom.
Not at all. The only real rule is that the outcome, whatever it is, has to matter deeply to the character first, and then hopefully to you.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, I think. You can have super compelling character, right? Someone who grabs you from the start. But our sources suggest it's the stakes that keep you invested long term. They create that emotional pull, the tension. They make you lean in, wondering what's going to happen.
Exactly. But here's a common problem we see discussed. What happens when a story does have stakes, but they just fall flat? They aren't landing.
Right. Like intellectually what could happen, but you don't feel it.
Precisely. It's not enough for the writer to just tell us, oh, if the hero fails, it's bad news. We need to see it. We need to feel what that failure would actually mean. Well, how does it impact this character specifically? What's the cost to their family, maybe their community, or society? It really is that classic show, don't tell principle in action. You have to make the consequences tangible, felt.
That makes sense. It connects to something our sources really highlight, this distinction between what is plot and why is story.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, the what is just, the sequence of events, this happens, then this happens, the consequence. But the why, that's the personal bit. That's what tells you why this specific outcome matters so much to this character right now. And that's what flips the empathy switch for the audience. That's when you start to care.
Yeah, the why is everything.
Okay, want to see this why done, like brilliantly?
Yeah.
Think about the TV show Chopped.
Oh, the cooking show. Okay.
Seriously, it's kind of a masterclass in this.
Yeah.
So the what is clear. 4 chefs, weird ingredients, $10,000 prize, the title.
Right, standard competition format.
Exactly. But the show knows that's not enough to make you care about strangers chopping onions, right?
Yeah.
So what do? Almost immediately, they give you the why.
The backstories.
Yes. What winning means to each chef personally. Maybe one needs the money to, prove their parents wrong about their career choice. Another wants to buy an engagement ring. Someone else is trying to bounce back after their restaurant failed.
So it connects the prize money to something deeper.
Totally. By the end of the appetizer round, you're not just watching cooking anymore. You're actually invested. You're rooting for that person and their dream. It's not really about the $10,000 itself. It's about what that win represents for them. That's the power of making stakes personal.
That's a fantastic example, and it leads us perfectly into the next piece of the puzzle, sacrifice.
Okay.
So if stakes are what you stand to gain or lose, sacrifice is different. It's related but distinct. Sacrifice is what the character risks or what they actively give up to pursue that goal. It's the cost of playing the game, you could say.
The price they pay along the way.
Exactly. Let's use a classic example. Die Hard. Great illustration of both.
Okay, yeah.
The stakes. Pretty clear from the start. The hostages' lives. Huge stakes. But then they get intensely personal for John McClane when he finds out his wife, Holly, is one of them.
Right. Suddenly it's not just his job, it's everything.
everything. So the stakes ratchet way up for him. Now,
Sure.
think about sacrifice. What does McClane do? He's crawling through vents, fighting guys way bigger than him.
Oh, the glass scene.
Yeah.
Walking on broken glass.
Yes. That agonizing scene. Pulling glass from his bleeding feet. He's risking his safety, enduring incredible pain, putting his life directly on the line, over and over. That's sacrifice.
And that's not just, like, for cool action sequences, is it? Our sources say it's crucial because it shows us visually, emotionally, just how much those stakes actually matter to him.
Precisely.
Stakes tell us what's important, maybe.
Yeah.
But sacrifice, it kind of screams how important it is to that character. Someone isn't willing to risk anything. Well, you start to doubt if they really care.
Yeah, you question their commitment. And if the character doesn't seem committed, why should we, the audience, be? Sacrifice makes the stakes feel higher. It deepens that emotional connection, even if the objective stakes, winning the prize, saving the world, hasn't technically changed. It's about our perception of their importance, driven by the character's actions.
Okay, so this relates to that note writers often get. Raise the stakes. People hear that all the time.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean in practice? It's not just make the explosion bigger, right?
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for us?
Right. It's often misunderstood. Raising the stakes fundamentally means you need to keep deepening the audience's emotional investment. Make them care more.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Die Hard. Initially, the stakes are high hostages' lives. Bad situation. But then, boom, McClane learns Holly is inside.
Ah, the personal element again.
Exactly. The stakes just skyrocketed emotionally. He goes from being a cop doing his duty to a husband fighting desperately for the person he loves most. It's like screenwriter Doug Ebach puts it, it's about increasing how much the character cares about the outcome of the situation.
So it's about raising the character's investment, which then raises ours.
Precisely. It's adding emotional weight, personal significance, not just more danger, necessarily. And you'll notice, as those stakes climb emotionally, the character's willingness to sacrifice usually climbs right alongside them. He's willing to endure more, risk more, because it matters more to him.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But there's a catch, isn't there? A balance. The sacrifice has to feel justified, right, by the stakes.
Oh, absolutely crucial. This whole dynamic collapses if the sacrifice feels disproportionate to what's on the line.
How so?
Okay, imagine a different Die Hard. Let's say Holly isn't a hostage. She's just stuck in a really long line for the bathroom at the mall.
Okay.
And John McClane responds by, blowing up half the food court, taking out mall security with extreme prejudice, crawling through the ventilation shafts to rescue her from the line.
Right, that would be absurd.
You'd think, this guy is completely unhinged. The sacrifice, the violence, the risk would be so wildly out of sync with the stakes, mild inconvenience, that it just breaks everything. Your immersion, your connection to the character, gone.
You'd check out immediately.
Immediately. The audience has to, at least subconsciously, agree with the character's actions. We have to feel, yeah, okay, given what's at stake, this level of effort, this risk, this sacrifice, it's worth it. There has to be that buy-in.
Wow. Okay, so understanding both stakes and sacrifice and how they interact, that really unlocks a lot about why stories work or why they sometimes don't.
It really does.
So now that you, listening, have this framework, I really encourage you, start looking for these elements. In the shows you watch, the books you read, even news stories. Notice the stakes. Notice the sacrifice. You might be surprised how much more you see.
Yeah, and maybe ask yourself some questions as you watch or read. Like, what's the hero really after? What happens if they fail, not just plot-wise, but personally? And why does that matter to them? Crucially, how does the story show you that it matters instead of just, telling you?
And the sacrifice part.
Right. What is the character willing to give up or risk to get their goal? And what does that willingness or maybe unwillingness tell you about how committed they truly are, about how much those stakes mean?
Getting good at spotting this stuff, getting fluent in stakes and sacrifice, it definitely takes a bit of practice. But once you get the hang of it, it really does make any story feel more, resonant.
Compelling. Definitely more compelling. It changes how you engage with narrative. And, thinking about all this, it does raise kind of a final interesting question for you to ponder.
Oh.
If you think of yourself as the main character in the current story of your own life, what are the stakes that are really driving your actions right now? And what sacrifices are you genuinely willing to make to achieve what you're aiming for?
That's definitely something to think about. A great place to leave it. We really hope this deep dive gave you a new, powerful way to think about the stories that shape our world and why they hold such power over us. Join us next time for another deep dive.